My last one, Zach. This shouldn't be controversial. I'm just joking. It probably will be.
Out of all the moves that Dallas made this offseason, this one might have been my favorite.
All right, Zach. We made it to training camp, and now we're in the thick of things, bro. I can honestly say, from watching your content to the reporters that I've talked to, just to everything that's going on, this has been a fun camp, man. Like, the energy's been high. The play has been surprisingly clean and good. A few knick-knack injuries. Robert Jones, Tyler Guyton went down today. But today, we want to talk standouts. Like, guys who, and for what we've seen, for who we've talked to, we want to talk standouts. Zach, how you doing, my guy?
I'm good. Cowboys football feels like it's finally back. And you mentioned it. I feel like Brian Schottenheimer's done such a good job with practices. It's been clean, pretty clean on both sides of the ball. You know, offense will get the defense and then vice versa. But the energy's been high. But just having football to actually watch and evaluate for the first time since, January, feels great.
Yeah, nah, I completely agree. And, you know, for my money, Zach, it's one of those things. It's just like, first couple of days, you know, you're watching, you're like, okay, you know, they're not hitting. And then the pads come on. And then you still see some of the same guys who you saw, okay, or heard of, and OTAs making plays. He's showing up and this and that, and he's showing up. We'll just wait till the ones are out there, but he's still showing up. So number one for me, my number one standout, I'm going to do it, Zach. I'm not going to waffle. I'm going to go all in. Kair Elam, right? The thing for Kair Elam is this, brother, if you could just get us through, right? Like, you can get us to Diggs getting back healthy. You know, Bland, honestly, I actually told somebody this the other day, I'm like, kind of glad Bland isn't here. You know, he had the issue with the foot last year where he just stepped wrong. Obviously, I know he needs to practice, but, you know, the birth of his son, let's let some of these other corners do some things. But for my money, Kair Elam, man, is it the scheme change, Zach? Is it he's more confident? He had a pass breakup today. He's had 2 interceptions in camp. He's credited to the coaches building his confidence. What do you think about that, Zach? Like, is this Kair Elam stuff real to you?
Yeah, it's real to me, and I think it has a lot to do with his confidence. He talked about it right when they got into OTAs and minicamp, having just a clean slate, a new start, and I think that's transferring over to his play. Because if you go back and watch his film or practices in Buffalo, like, the fans were on him, the coaches didn't believe in him. You could just tell he's not playing loose. He's scared because he came in as a first-round pick. They had a ton of hope for him being a good player, and then just kind of fell off, and then it was just a pick swap. So I think a clean slate. You have Matt Eberflus now as the DC. I think he feels better. He has 2 interceptions in this camp already. Yeah. And then the one against Jalen Tolbert was beautiful. Like, he literally ran the route for him, played the ball over his shoulder and everything. So I think just facing off against Lamb and Pickens, getting the chance to actually play for a coaching staff that believes in him is going to do a whole lot of good.
Yeah, for sure. Zach, who's one of your standouts, bro?
I'm going to stay on the defensive side of the ball too. And Donovan Ezaraku. We were worried coming into camp that he might not be here because all the second-round picks were having their issues with contracts and stuff. But, dude, having him out there on the field is insane. I think everybody's on the story of how good he has been, just the first step, how developed he is as a pass rusher. And it's not really a surprise. It's a surprise that he made it to the second round and Dallas had a chance to take him. But if you go back and watch him at Boston College, like, he had 16.5 sacks, led the ACC. He's got insane bend. The way he uses his hands, he beat Tyler Guyton, Tyler Booker. He's just whooping all of the Cowboys' first-round picks. So Donovan Ezaraku has really stood out, and I'm waiting, and we might not even see it until week 1 of the season against Philly. But, like, him and Micah on the field at the same time, you can't block them both.
Yeah, NASCAR package. I like to see that they were using him some at D tackle, being able to twist, do some of that stuff, Zach. I feel like the more he can get into that bag, because offenses are going to set their protection on Micah Parsons. Like, it's just what's going to happen. So how do these other guys win? How does Dante Fowler win? How does Sam Williams win? Who's having a good camp? I don't think that he's had the shock value of Donovan Ezaraku, but he's having a good camp. So how do these guys win? That'll be cool to see. I think that's a great name. My number 2 name is going to be one that's sneaky, right? Under the radar. I talked to Patrick No-C Walker, and he said, Foots, first of all, he's a fan of yours, a fan of mine, and I thought that was pretty cool. He's watched our stuff, and he said, you know what, Foots, man, Maris Lifau, right? Like, every time there's a play being ran, and there was plays being ran that it was 9-on-11, and they weren't in pass, Maris was where he was supposed to be. Maris on the spot. And then I'm watching film of the first padded practice. He's fitting up. He's being physical. He's where he's supposed to be. All of the things, right, Zach? And to me, it's like if he can take that step, because we know just how good DeMarvion Overshown was going to be, but DeMarvion Overshown isn't here. Now, you watch videos of Overshown running around and being excited for his teammates, but he's not here right now, and you probably won't see him, knock on wood, middle of the season if everything goes well, because they're not going to rush this guy back, because one more injury could be devastating. So don't want to speak that into existence, but Maris Lifau, if you watched him at Notre Dame, you knew it was going to be a developmental process. Had some splash plays, had some plays where he was just completely lost. You saw some of that as a rookie, but that's the point of bringing in a coach like a Matt Eberflus, who he's the linebacker whisperer. He'll tell him certain things. I also think having a Jack Sanborn, and Maris said this, being around Jack Sanborn has helped my game a lot. That's one of my standouts.
You kind of hit all of my points too. Like Maris had such a good foundation from last year, because like he had to play a lot. Like you said, once like guys started getting hurt, the room got thin. He's also a very underrated piece because of what Dallas did with bringing in a bunch of linebackers. They drafted Shamar James. They traded for Kenneth Murray. They signed Jack Sanborn. So he's just kind of, I'm not going to say forgotten, but kind of just mixed in with the shuffle. But he had a really good up and down, but a good foundation in his rookie season. I think he played better than what I expected from him coming from Notre Dame. But if there's one guy in the league, a coordinator, a position coach that can help a linebacker like Marist with the mental aspect of the game being on time, it's Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus is that guy. So I'm really excited for Marist as well. So I'll go on to my second name, George Pickens. George Pickens. He had a deep ball from Dak today. They haven't been able to connect on it a whole lot. They were working in camp. They were working in early in practice today on the deep ball, one down the right sideline. They hit it against, I think it was Israel Mukuamu. But just that, like, I think Pickens is even better than I imagined. Like, just him out there on the field, it looks different. And maybe it's because we've watched Jalen Tolbert for the past couple years. Maybe that's just what it is. But he looks like a number one wide receiver. The way he can go up, get the ball, his arm length is absurd. The way he tracks the ball down the field. George Pickens has maybe stood out even more than I expected.
Yeah, and then apparently he said today, he wants to be with Dallas for a long time. Like, stuff like that is cool to me, Zach. And I'll be honest with you, that play, there was a detail. I hate that I have to watch football so detailed, but, he caught the ball, was celebrating, and still was able to run away from Israel Mukuamu. Like, Israel couldn't even tag him off. Like, he has easy speed. And the thing that I've liked about it is they're sitting him in the flats now. They're sitting him, like right over the middle of the field. He's not just on the edge all the time. I think that George Pickens is going to have a really, really big year, and I'm excited for that. My last one, Zach, this shouldn't be controversial. I'm just joking. It probably will be, because people are going to say, Foots, no, there's no way. No. You hate Dak, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't. But I am excited that it looks like we finally have found a backup quarterback. Joe Milton, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that we're able to evaluate these backup receivers, Joe Milton's not perfect, but he has a cannon. He's making throws. He's having fun. And if you listen to the show I did with Patrick No-C Walker, he said this much. He said, listen, Dak was one of the reasons why Joe Milton is here. So the healthy competition is great. But Dak has been hurt, guys. I'm just going to keep reminding everybody of that. So the fact that Joe Milton continues to stack good days, he had another good day today. he'll take second level throws. Zach, I don't want to take all the points because you talked about that before. I was like, Zach is right. Like, he'll throw over the middle of the field. Joe Milton is my third and final standout.
Out of all the moves that Dallas made this offseason, this one might have been my favorite in terms of looking at the problem and trying to find a at least interesting solution, right? Dak, when he got hurt, we've looked at Cooper Rush for the past 3-4 years, and then a year or two before that. Like, we knew what we were getting. We knew he wasn't going to be able to do much if Dak did go down. But there's Milton's another guy that I think's been even better than I expected. Like, he's reading the field. He's stepping up in the pocket. He's making throws on the run, getting away from pressure. Like, it just looks different. And we talked about this pre-show as well. Trey Lance, when we were, cautiously optimistic about him, a former third overall pick, you can rightfully think like, oh, maybe he's got something in there. It's completely different. Like, Joe Milton is doing legit quarterback things. Is he perfect? No. And that wasn't his report coming out of Tennessee. Like, he has things that he needs to work on, but he also has a beautiful deep ball. I've been extremely impressed by him as well. So I'm going to go to my last one and talk about Jaden Blue. Maybe this one's not a surprise, but when you look at the reports before camp, and I know it came from we don't know the source. He hadn't been in the building in 20 plus years. You never know what coaches are talking about with previous coaches and all that. But Jaden Blue had the whole thing with, he's a little lazy, this and that. Apparently from people at camp, I know it's hard with running backs, especially when we're just kind of seeing clips here and there on Twitter, but apparently he's been a top 5 guy at camp so far. Like, you can see the speed, the ability, the one cut ability. He's got the ball high and tight. He's covering it if somebody's gonna if punching at it, or he's gonna make contact. I'm so excited about Jaden Blue, especially in this offense. Brian Schottenheimer, Clayton Adams, I'm sure they got a really fun plan for him.
Not only that, Zach, but he looks like he's had the most pop, like, out of all the backs. Like, I said this as I'm watching it. If he's gonna hit those cutback lanes on those duo runs, like that big run he had the other day, he just hit it against the grain. He's gonna do that type of stuff. Jaden Blue could have that Bucky Irvin type effect. I'm glad that this whole and the sad thing about it is Deuce Vaughn was putting together a good camp, and now he's out or whatever the case may have. I think he had a hamstring, and so, like, hey, Blue, go knock your opportunity out the park. Go have big runs. Go have those catches from a pass from Joe Milton. Like, go do those things. And I think that if he can continue to do that, hey, man, I won't say the sky's the limit, but I think that he can run the ball in this system because there is no running back in front of. Like, that run the other day looked very Pollard-ish. And I don't want to get crazy, but the way he hit it, the way he was able to run away from the defense, covered everything up, he has some Pollard vibes to him for sure.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited about Blue, and I think if the running back room is probably the most open on the entire team. Like, and with Brian Schottenheimer, he's been the best guy's going to win the job. Now, I don't think Blue's going to start week 1 and be the first back on the field or anything, or get 25 carries, but I think he's going to get his opportunities if he can prove to be that guy, that big playmaker.
And if he can pick up the mental, the pass pro, stuff like that, the check. So, hey, man, we just wanted to do this one for you guys. Like we said, we're going to get together at the end of each week, kind of talk about camp. This is the first iteration of that. Got pads. Camp is off to a great start. No major injuries. Knock on wood. Also, quick housekeeping note, because the season is getting closer. There's preseason football this week, and then we have football literally till February. So me and Zach will be linking up after every game to do a post-game show, straight thoughts, and who knows what's going to happen on those shows. But we'll be doing a live stream, just reacting to the game. So this is just another way to get you guys content and just a way to say thank you. So we hope you guys enjoyed this show. As always, it's your boy Footsdaking, Zach, Double Move. Just keep growing with us, keep building with us, and we love you all. Peace.
See ya.